In America's election headquarters tonight, the dark side of talking about your rival's better half. The feud between Donald Trump and Ted Cruz is getting more personal with each passing hour and is venturing into territory that is normally considered off limits, even in the most brutal of campaigns. We have Fox team coverage of the presidential races. Ed Henry with the Clinton campaign in Los Angeles as the Democratic frontrunner passes the hat among the beautiful people. But we start with correspondent Doug McKelway here in Washington and the increasingly ugly battle over the GOP Wives Club. Good evening, Doug.
Good evening, Shannon. Late today, Senator Ted Cruz blasted Donald Trump over a Twitter picture that the New York businessman retweeted of their wives, side by side.
It's not easy to tick me off. I don't get angry often. But you mess with my wife, you mess with my kids, that'll do it every time. Donald, you're a sniveling coward, and leave Heidi the hell alone.
This picture is what set Cruz off. Spouses Heidi Cruz and Melania Trump with the caption, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." Earlier today, the Trump campaign defended the photo retweet, noting that the first shot of this wife war was fired by an anti-Trump super PAC, which the Cruz campaign refuses to disavow.
They won't go out and condemn and also ask to stand down and cease and desist this super PAC, and that's really what's going on here.
But there are new signs Trump's abrasiveness is hurting him. The latest Fox News poll shows his unfavorables have jumped to 65% from 59% last September. 49% are scared of a Trump presidency, while only 33% say the same of Hillary Clinton, all of which can change.
In March of 1980, Ronald Reagan was 25 points behind Jimmy Carter, who we ultimately beat by about 11 points. So I think we're a long way from the general election. I don't think Hillary can beat any of the Republican candidates.
With a 2-week lull in primaries and polls showing the Cruz-Trump race tightening, Trump skipped public appearances today but released a 15-second web video mocking Cruz endorsements from people who once disparaged him.
What would your message be to Ted Cruz?
Have a little bit of self-restraint.
Ted Cruz is just like any other politician. He says whatever he needs to say to get elected.
Ted Cruz is not my favorite by any means.
With the Wisconsin primary set for April 5th, Governor Scott Walker is hinting at a Cruz endorsement perhaps next week after Easter for maximum effect. The latest Wisconsin poll shows Cruz in the lead with 36% to Trump's 35%. Kasich, who trails at 19%, is using this new ad to tout his underdog status.
He lived a hard-scrabble life in a rusty steel town. John Kasich never gives up. When he lost his parents to a drunk driver, he had the faith to carry on.
For those dismayed over the tone of those who would seek the highest office in the land, it might serve to remember President Truman's letter to a music critic who trashed his daughter's opera debut. Quote, "Someday I hope to meet you. And when that happens, you'll need a new nose, a lot of beefsteak for black eyes, and perhaps a supporter below." Shannon?
Ouch. All right. Doug, thank you very much.